Well, here is the experienced figure of Julio Cesar Castillo, 35 years of age, a 6-time participant in IBA World Championships, a silver medalist in 2019 in the heavyweight division, losing to the eventual champion, Muslim Gadzi Magomedov.
Fighting out of the goal corner, ladies and gentlemen, the Propajalovic is Sibir Russia Mar Petrovskii.
His opponent is Russia's Mark Petrovskii, the 2021 IBA World Championship gold medalist at super heavyweight. 5 wins out of 5, a compact, muscular figure whose all-action style brings plenty of excitement.
Event of the evening. All the action being brought to you live around the world, right here at the global home of boxing is Serpukhov, Russia. This bout is officially sanctioned by Liga Stavok with our general partner. Ladies and gentlemen, our general partner for the evening, Liga Stavok. Without further ado, this is your co-main event of the evening. Petrando po 3 minutes in a super heavyweight plus a 92 kg super tijolum Vesya matchup. Your 5 judges being represented here tonight ringside from the IBA, Moldova, Tajikistan, Serbia, Kyrgyzstan, and Azerbaijan. And finally, your 6th official in the center of the ring by the bell, representing the IBA, the home of global boxing, by way of Bosnia and Herzegovina, with referee Tina Politan. And now, reintroducing first, fighting out of the black corner. Tonight he enters the ring, 35 years old. He is a southpaw fighter, standing at a height of 183 centimeters tall, 6 foot in height. His official weight, 97 puntos on kilograma, 97.1 kgs. Presenting, damas y caballeros, estos veces medalista de plata de la IBA y estos Juegos Panamericanos, representando Ecuador, Julio Castillo. Подожди, мой брат. And now, reintroduces his opponent, fighting out of the goal corner. He enters the ring tonight, 24 years old, a southpaw fighter, standing a height of 6.1 feet, 186 centimeters tall. His official weight, 101 kilogram, и 450 gram, 101.45 grams. On professional record, a perfect one. 6 fights, 6 victories, 4 knockouts. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting on champion mira po versi IBA super tijolo Vesya in Mesutska, Sibir, Russia, Mar, Sibiriak, Petrovskii. The stage is set, our fighters are ready. Referee Tina Politan will now be giving her final instructions to the boxers.
Listen to me. Heads up, no holding, no low blows. Good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, our judges are ready. Our fighters
So
are
they're
ready.
the tail of the tape, and it must be something of a rare treat for Mark Petrovskii to be the taller boxer, because he's facing off against a natural heavyweight in the form of the veteran Julio Castillo. So we're in the 92 kilogram plus super heavyweight division, and this a contest between decorated IBA style boxers. The southpaw, wearing black trunks trimmed with gold, is Julio Cesar Castillo, 35 years of age, 6-time participant in IBA World Championships. His first appearance coming way back in Chicago 2007, where it was an entirely different sport from the IBA Championships that take place today. There he scores with a good southpaw left, but on the front foot, is the man who is usually the more compact opponent in this, his natural domain of the super heavyweight division, and that is Mark Petrovskii, the 2021 IBA World Championship gold medalist. And he comes to the ring with a perfect professional record of 6 wins out of 6, 4 of them coming inside the distance. And you see he's got a bit of a trace of a shine up beneath his right eyes. He scores with a good right hand which came behind a left jab, and that's because he was in the ring last week facing off against Kevin Kingpin Johnson. Oh, beautiful counter left hand behind a right jab after making Petrovskii miss from Castillo. That bout taking place in Russia. Kevin Kingpin Johnson, who boxed in the inaugural IBA Champions Night in Dubai at the back end of 2022, as Castillo got through with a good right jab not too long ago, spun off the ropes after being subjected to a 2-shot combination from Petrovskii, who scores with a good southpaw right jab of his own. It's an all southpaw battle here now, with Petrovskii having turned to the port-sided stance. Good right jab scores downstairs from Castillo. He weighed in at 97.1 kilograms. Petrovskii weighed in at 101.45 kilograms. So again, not only taller, which is something of a rarity for him operating among the behemoths of IBA super heavyweight boxing, but he's got a weight advantage as well, and he possesses plenty of pop. I can tell you, there's a good left hand to the body. Now he turns back to the orthodox stance as a right-handed boxer. Roundhouse left off the mark from Castillo, who's remained committed to the IBA code, although he has plenty of experience in World Series boxing, where he represented over that 5-round format. So Petrovskii pawing with the lead left jab, made to miss with a right hand to the body, came back upstairs with a looping left that wasn't too far away. Right, left, right was an effective combination from Castillo. Now Petrovskii looking to employ his greater bulk against the Ecuadorian veteran. First round in the books.
Yes.
So there's evidence of a right eye swelling and bruising that Petrovskii brought into the ring after his efforts against Kevin Kingpin Johnson last week, where he won unanimous points decision over the course of 6 rounds. Some of the action from the first round here. Beautiful right hand out of the orthodox stance, although Petrovskii did turn southpaw for a significant portion of the opening round. Well, Artur on co-commentary duty here for Russian language television, and Julio Castillo shared a ring with Artur at the 2012 Chemistry Cup in Halle. That gives you an idea as to the quality and experience of Castillo. Shared the ring with some all-time greats, including Alexander Usyk at the 2009 IBA President's Cup in Baku, the Azeri capital. Muslim Ghazi Magomedov in the 2019 World Championship final in Yekaterinburg. Eris Landisavon, Kenneth Egan, Olympic silver medalist, Clemente Russo, multiple World Championship gold medalist for Italy. Julio Castillo has shared the ring with all of those boxers. 3-time Olympian as well, having represented Ecuador in London, Rio and Tokyo. And to give you an idea of this man's stature in Ecuador, he was the flag bearer for Ecuador as he scores with a good backhand to the body, but the flag bearer for Ecuador at the Tokyo Olympic Games, a duty he shared with distinction alongside Nessie de Homes, the weightlifter from the Ecuadorian Olympic team. Beautiful 3-shot combination from Castillo. And again, look at that wonderful fluid combination punching from the southpaw in black. So fluid and relaxed up there in the boxing ring. Mention the fact that he's got World Series boxing experience under his belt as well, but always wondered how he would fare over the long distance, because he's got that wonderful fluidity where his punch output doesn't appear to make him tired. And he's got such confidence in his reflexes and his ability. There he takes a right hand from Petrovskii. But again, this a super heavyweight contest tonight as he scores with a good right hand to the body and a stabbing right jab to the body. Petrovskii pawing away with straight punches, rabbit punch fired in from Castillo, and then a shot dug into the body. Referee Tina Politano allowing the boxers to work it out on the inside before finally issuing the command of break. Just under a minute remaining in this second round. Roundhouse left to the body from Castillo, and again behind that wonderfully fluid right jab, he's scoring with southpaw lefts and following up with right hands as well. Free-flowing fusillades of punches coming from Castillo. Southpaw left and then a right jab and then a left cross once again. Castillo really warming to the task here, enjoying a terrific second round and scoring repeatedly upon the 2021 IBA Super Heavyweight World Championship gold medalist. Breathing audible from the boxers now in the closing stages of this second round, but look at the fluidity and rapidity of Castillo's hands. Remember, this is in the super heavyweight division, and he's finding punches in bunches that are keeping Petrovskii occupied and reducing him to swinging and missing in the closing stages of the second round. What a round from Julio Castillo. The Cuban coaching staff helping out with Julio Castillo. He's a boxer they'll know very well because he had a long-running rivalry with Eris Landy Savon, former IBA world champion. But a terrific round of boxing produced by Castillo, epitomized by combination punching like that. Snaking his hands through the defenses, the shoulder roller, the Philly shell to make his man miss. Looking to employ his greater bulk was Petrovskii, but he was picked off repeatedly over the course of that second round. He had pockets of success as well, but for my money, Castillo doing enough to take the second round with his combination punching. So into the third round then, of a contest that is in the balance. Remember, Petrovskii fought last week. That's something of a rarity, unless you're a journeyman or journeywoman, as Castillo again pecking and poking with straight punches, continuing to tattoo the chin of Petrovskii. Having said that, Robert Helenius fought twice in 2 weeks when he was a late notice substitute for the 2012 Olympic champion Anthony Joshua at the O2 Arena. As ringside to commentate on that fight, good foot movement from Castillo to ensure that Petrovski's attempted right hand was a glancing blow. But when you fight twice in 2 weeks, of course there'll be no trace of ring rust. You'll have had the benefit of the previous camp, but also you'll be carrying into the ring the endeavors of the previous contest. And even though he won a decision, Kevin Kingpin Johnson had successes in that fight, particularly with his lead left hand. Whether it was a jab or it was a hook, Petrovskii a good winner, majority points decision winner over the 6-round distance. But here to fight an operator of the quality of Julio Castillo a week after fighting against Kevin Kingpin Johnson, well, will he begin to pay a price for that as we go into the second half of this contest, scheduled for 5. But as he demonstrated during his terrific run during the 2021 IBA World Championships at the Stark Arena in Belgrade, as ringside for that, this man knows no quit, Mark Petrovskii. Edging out so many decisions on a split decision verdict, never gave in. And continued to compete, and a pile-driving right hand right on cue brings about a standing count, and it's inflicted nose damage against Julio Castillo. Got to show the referee that he's okay. And with 40 seconds and change remaining, he re-enters the fray after being subjected to a standing count. because of an accurate single shot from Petrovskii. Petrovskii lands another right hand that dips the knees of Castillo, who's just in non-verbal conversation with referee Napolitan, saying that he's been subjected to rabbit punches. Right hand success once again from Petrovskii, partially blocked by the gloves, but that second one wasn't. That damaged nose will make breathing more difficult now, and Petrovskii looking to pile on the pressure as we approach the 10-second clapper of this third round. The pendulum swinging in favor of Petrovskii. Castillo just steals a glance to his corner. He knows that we're in the closing seconds of the round, and he's managed to make it back to the sanctuary of his gold corner. Excuse me, of his black corner up there in the ring. But that was the right hand that set up the right hand, which eventually brought about the standing count. Southpaw and orthodox fighters' legs getting tangled. So the straight shot successes piling up, and then one pile driving right cross, sending Castillo back to the ropes, and referee Napolitan did not hesitate to intervene and issue a standing count. So having enjoyed a terrific second round with his wonderful combination punching, Mark Petrovskii grinding his way back into the mix here with a terrific third round of his own. Round 4 then. It's an all-southpaw battle once again as Petrovskii begins this stanza as a lefty, leading with the right foot and right leg, matching the southpaw stance of Julio Castillo. Beautiful right jab, and then a right jab to the body in response from Castillo. So Castillo using the space of the ring, but again, as his back touched the corner post, Petrovskii was on him and crashing through with heavier punches once again. And remember, 101.45 kilograms, the heavier man, against a 97.1 kilogram natural heavyweight in this super heavyweight bout of Julio Castillo. And how often do we see contests where a smaller boxer is facing off against a naturally bigger opponent, where that weight begins to take its toll the deeper we get into the contest. Petrovskii back as an orthodox boxer, looking to long bridge his man with the left hand, counter left hand, twice in quick succession, separated by a right jab, but then a right hook from Petrovskii brings an increase in decibel level from the fans here. Petrovskii breathing through an open mouth. Castillo keeping his composure, slipping effectively to his left. Petrovskii keeping the combination going, but couldn't find any accuracy. Again, Castillo stealing a furtive glance to his corner just beyond the midpoint of this penultimate round. Terrific combination while walking his man down from Castillo. In addition to all of his global appearances and podium success as a silver medalist in the IBA World Championships in 2019, Castillo, a two-time Pan Am Games silver medalist way back in 2011, and at the most recent edition in Lima in Peru in 2019. The Pan Am Games will serve as an Olympic qualifier later this year in October. This edition slated for Santiago in Chile. And it was Cubans who kept him away from the gold medal podium in those two Pan Am Game medal successes. Lenier Perot in 2011 and Erislandy Savon in Lima in 2019. I was in Lima for those Pan Am Games. And again, it was a terrific run to the silver medal podium for Julio Castillo. After enduring a rather torrid third round, he's been altogether sharper and more competitive in this fourth round. Petrovskii just losing his boxing stance twice in quick succession there. Oh, that's a looping overhand left that catches Petrovskii on the bridge of his nose. And both men feeling the pace as they make their way back to their respective corners. with 1 round remaining. What a contest this is in the super heavyweight division. Well, some of the action from the 4th round. Castillo momentarily pinned in the corner, caught with a forearm, caught with the shoulder. But keeping his wits about him, able to spin out to the space of center ring before he ended the round with this looping overhand left. That caught Petrovskii flush. So Petrovskii up early to answer the bell for the 5th and final round of what has been a back and forth super heavyweight bout so far. Terrific 2nd round produced by Castillo, then a 3rd round from Petrovskii, which brought about a standing count. 4th round was competitive, ended with an overhand southpaw left, and then a right hand lead to begin this 5th round from Petrovskii in the first 30 seconds. Castillo keeping his wits about him, but there is subjected to a right hook as he tries to get himself back into the fray, demonstrating his characteristic competitive spirit that has served him so well during the course of what has been a glittering IBA boxing career. 3-time Olympian, and he'll look to book his place at his 4th Olympic Games at the Pan Am Games in Santiago in Chile later this year. But here and now he's got his hands full with a determined opponent in Mark Petrovskii. Make no mistake, Castillo will continue to believe that he can turn this one around. It's in the balance. Terrific 2nd round for Castillo, strong 3rd round for Petrovskii. Rounds 1 and 4 were competitive, and so it could all come down to this as the 2 men standing chest to chest, toe to toe, as we approach the midpoint of this 5th and final round. Right hook went long from Castillo, but he kept the attack going, and the final right hook did get behind the left glove of Petrovskii. Petrovskii leaning on now, hoping that that extra bulk as a right hook threatened to stray into rabbit punch territory. Petrovskii comes back with a right hand of his own, and this one becoming a slugfest between weary-legged and weary-armed fighters, but Castillo up on his toes and able to exhibit that wonderfully fluid boxing style that he possesses, dodging and darting left and right. Petrovskii leaning on once again. A sustained moment of quality could well be decisive in this contest, and Petrovskii finding it with a 3-shot combination, visibly biting down on his gum shield as he presses forwards and then scores with the left jab. Castillo trying to use the space of the boxing ring, but as he catapulted off the strands, he's caught by a right hand to the body. Petrovskii taking in precious lungfuls of oxygen once again. And in this previous 30 seconds, the preceding 30 seconds, for my money, it's Petrovskii who has had the better of it, courtesy of his greater punch output, his greater activity. So can Castillo respond? Power driving right cross again from Petrovskii. As Castillo touches down, it's going to be ruled a slip, but the clock will continue to tick. And I think the pressure from Petrovskii is going to be enough to tilt this one in his favor at the conclusion of 5 pulsating rounds of IBA boxing on this Champions Night of action here in Serpukhov. The 2 men punching hammer and tongs right up until the final bell. And listen to the appreciation from the crowd on hand here tonight. Wonderfully competitive affair. But I think Petrovskii, as he demonstrated so often during his run to the gold medal podium at the World Championships in Belgrade in 2021, finding something when he seemed to be fading, able to access those reserves of energy, and I think his greater activity in that final minute will see him extend his perfect professional record. Of course, it's all going to come down to the verdict of the 5 scoring judges at ringside. What a fantastically entertaining affair between boxers of contrasting styles. The grinding attrition and heavy artillery of Mark Petrovskii against the fluid southpaw skills and accurate punch picking of Julio Castillo. What a contest! It was Petrovskii who, for my money, that was the overhand left at the end of the fourth round, but it was Petrovskii who, for my money, was able to find something that could well be decisive in the final round. Julio Cesar Castillo taking a 8 count in round number 3 after boxing quite beautifully in the second round. That's the type of affair we had here, several shifts of momentum, but for what it's worth, I think it's Petrovskii who has done enough to be declared as the victor. But what say the judges?
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout comes to a close on going to be 5 3-minute rounds in a plus a 92 kg heavyweight matchup. And now for the official judges' decision. However, before we could bring on our official judges' decision, we'd like to kindly invite the young generation of boxers. Please help me welcome into the center of the ring as they represent the IBA, Uliana and Miron Kremliev.
So young boxers being invited up into the ring to participate in the festivities here. At the conclusion of his contest last week, it was the former WBA heavyweight champion of the world, Nikolai Valuev, who presented the prizes to Mark Petrovskii.
President, Mr. Umar Nazarovich Kremliev, in association with Patriot Boxing. All of this brought to you live tonight from the home of global boxing right here in Serpukhov, Russia. And now for the official judges' decision. After giving 5 3-minute rounds in a plus a 92 kg super heavyweight boxing division, all your judges see it the same way, ruling in favor of your winner by points, declared by unanimous decision. Still undefeated, ECU Russia, Mark Petrovskii.
So Mark Petrovskii declared a unanimous point decision victor at the conclusion of a terrifically competitive, fantastic